So, I recently got a bit of bad news. You see, for the past few weeks or so, I've not been feeling great. And on certain days, I've literally just passed out or collapsed. Just out of the blue. I went to, just see a local doctor about it, and well, they came up with a few theories, but nothing conclusive. Then, eventually, they said that maybe I should see an expert. They said that USP's science division that had studied the Scavra, at least the wild Scavra, may be able to shed some light on the situation. Because frankly, they were just a bit baffled by it. No matter what they tried, nothing seemed to improve or help at all. And they weren't really able to properly determine the cause of it. So, USP, they fully, checked me out and everything. And also, they took a sample of my blood. Now, thankfully, they already had a blood sample of mine from earlier, so they could easily compare the two. And, well, what they found wasn't good. They found something called the Omisavra virus. And the only reason that they found out about this is because it is unique to Scavras. Something due to the way their makeup and structure is, or tissue factor, I don't know. I didn't really understand most of it, but from what I know, this virus is slowly destroying cells in my body, as well as decreasing my heart rate, making me weaker and weaker, and eventually it will kill me. Now, there isn't a known cure as of yet, and, well, I've put loads of money into researching it, but I don't know. I just don't know. They told me, though, it wasn't contagious, so that means I don't have to be away from my kids, so at least that's a plus. But in terms of how long I've got there, unsure. They say that they can't really tell with me, mainly because my DNA isn't pure Scavra, it's also part human as well, so they're unable to fully estimate or fully tell. But, they've gave me a few things to try and slow it down a bit, though it won't stop it. And I just don't know what I can do. I mean, I just feel completely helpless, to be honest. I mean, I'm literally just sitting here. I mean, I should be doing something more other than just sitting here on my ass. So, I've got to do something. If they find anything out, any because, well, if they don't know how I managed to get the virus and that, there's no, point in that of reference that I could think of in that, I mean, yeah, but I need to find a cure or something to stop them, because I don't want James or Sarah to ever get it. So I've got to do something. Sally was being absolutely stressed out of her mind, and believe me, she did not need this happening. I mean, we've got Sarah and that, which is, enough on its own, and obviously, James, although, being older and that still requires looking after, and then now she's having to look after me as well because, well, I'm not in the best condition, obviously. And she's still tending to the scarves outside. I said, that the other scarf will be able to do it, but she says that they're not as good. Not very good, so I don't know. I feel like I'm causing everyone else pain as well. I mean, James is being, kind of avoiding me. I found out from Sally that he'd been doing that because, well, I mean, it seems stupid and sick in ways, but he doesn't want to see me deteriorate. If the worst gets worse and I don't find a cure in time. I mean, you can't blame him. He had to go through that with his mother. I mean, I know her death was a bit of a shock to all of us, but to be honest, in hindsight, you could kind of see it coming. She just, I don't know, kept being tired quite a lot. Always appearing exhausted in those last few days. I mean, I've only had this, virus for a few weeks, and while I'm not exactly, passed out on the floor or anything like that, I'm not myself. I'll admit that much. As for Tom, well, yeah, I've put him through a lot, and he's not, well, he's taking it well on the outside. I mean, he comes over here so much he might as well bloody live here. Coming to help Sally, merely help me. So Sally can have maybe a smidge of a break. Well, when I say break, a break from me, and able to tend to something else. But yeah, just as before, I'm preventing him from having his own life, because now he's constantly having to take care of me. Again, I honestly thought we got past all that. And, well, it got me thinking. So, I decided to write a will. It's something, I'd thought about before. Though before, it's like, if I was in a freak accident, or if someone, from Earth killed me, or something else, I had thought about, but I just never got round to it. But, well, now I realise that if I don't get round to something like that soon, then I might not have one full stop. So I did. I'm not going to tell you what's in it, because, well, it's just something I want to keep private. Besides, who knows, it might change, and that. As things go on, you never know. Well, it is written and it is made official. But, I'll say this, when I do, at least I'll be leaving everyone in that will something. I couldn't say that 5 years ago. In fact, 5 years ago, I wouldn't really have anything to leave anyone. Anyhow, because there was no one to leave stuff to. But the stress of things have gotten so bad in that fellow and that I've hired carers. So that for a couple of hours a day, Sally can, go out and do whatever she wants and that, and not have to deal with the stress of me, or having to look after Sarah, or basically be free from any responsibilities. Just go out, have fun, and relax for a couple of hours. And hopefully that means, Tom no longer has to rush over here every 5 minutes. he still does. I wish he wouldn't for his own sake. But he's just too nice, and, well, he worries. So occasionally, even if I don't ask him to anything, he'll still come over to check. He's even took James out a couple of times, took him out, I don't know, just to get him some lunch or something, go take him to see a film, basically so he can get out the house himself and not have to, well, I guess he pretends that isn't happening. I feel so tired. I'm so exhausted. I don't want to go to sleep. But I feel like I'm going to have to. I'll have to close this bit off and start later. It's the first time I've actually had the energy to actually do the podcast. I've just been so exhausted. So I'll get back to you lot in a minute's time, eh? Well, it seems finally some good news has come my way. Yeah, turns out they have found a theoretical cure. Turns out that this certain type of plant has enzymes or cells in it that destroy the virus. It all seems great and hunky-dory, but the problem is finding it. Yes, just like the scavers themselves, this plant is, well, they're not knowing if they still exist at all, much like the scaver did beforehand. It does seem that these plants would have been native to the scaver's homeworld, but unfortunately after everything it seems that it is unlikely to exist. Still, though, that's not going to stop me searching for one. I've paid something a lot on that to go searching for it. I'm even considering going searching for it myself. Even if I just sit in the ship the whole time, at least it'll get me out of the house and, well, give everyone else a break from me. I mean, so far, all I've done today is eaten a pint of strawberry jelly that I made the previous night. I say made, you don't particularly make jelly, you put, the chunks into a bowl, or if it's the powdered kind, then you put it into a bowl, you put half a pint of boiling water in, and then half a pint of cold water in, mix it up all nice, well and good, and stick it in the fridge for 6 to 8 hours. Really hard working. It took a lot of making that, didn't it? I just wondered to myself, is this what my life has come to, making jelly? Maybe I might rise up a bit and start making scones. And yes, that's right, people. I say scone, not scone. That's just what us northerners call it. But hey, allow me to hand you that broom back so you can shove it back up your arse. But hey, anyway. Can I? Yeah, I'm just recording. Oh, I'll come back. No, it's alright, come sit down. Yeah, okay. So, how are you feeling today? Well, better than I was the other day. I was telling everyone how I made jelly. Wait, you ate that whole thing? Don't worry, it was sugar-free. I don't think it'll do anything to increase my weight dramatically. That wasn't why I was asking. I actually wanted some. Well, make yourself one. There's another packet in the fridge, I think. Or would that be the pantry? Anyway, did you come in here just to ask for jelly? Because if you're that desperate for it right now, I can give you some money to go get some. No. Well, come on then, what is it? Do you have to be recording this? Well, you did come in here while I was recording the podcast, so yeah, I'm recording. You're welcome to tell me later if you want. No, I'll tell you now. So what is it? I'm sorry I've been avoiding you recently. Well, I can't say I didn't notice it. In fact, I think you even mentioned it on this podcast. Do you literally tell them everything? Well, you listened to the first series, didn't you? I told everything then. And I told everything during the second series. Did you not listen to that one? Well, not really, since I was living it. Plus, I even got involved a couple times. Yeah. Do you think you'll take over? Look, I don't want to talk about that, but... Alright. Quite honestly, it's not really my thing. It's too public. For me, I mean. Not into the show business, are you? Well, I like to watch it, though. I don't really want to be part of it. By the way, something I never asked you. How good are you at, imitating other people's vocals? I don't know. I mean, other than yours, I don't really do anyone else's. And also, why do you only use your voice on these anyway? Oh, it's to do with the contract. It prevents me from using any other vocals due to copyright and other things. So I can basically only use my own voice most of the time anyway. I imitate yours on a couple of times. What? Yeah. Particularly if I'm talking about a discussion when I talk to you. To be honest, everything I should be grateful. You could be literally phoning up God knows who and pretending to be me. You haven't done that, have you? Well, not yet, though you have given me the idea to now. Try that. And believe me, you'd be wishing I was dead a lot faster. So, anything else you've got to ask or tell me? No. I was just a bit bored, to be honest. With Sally out. Sally's gone out again? But I haven't hired anyone. Well, she's gone out. She asked me to take care of Sarah. Said she'd give me a reward for doing it. What? Okay. Two things. For one, you're not doing a very good job, are you? Go and watch her now. But, James, she is an infant. You cannot take your eyes off her for a second. Look, I'll be through in a minute. Alright, go. Okay. Hello. Where the hell are you? Why are you here? Why aren't you here? You can't leave him in charge. I don't care how responsible you think he is. He's still a child himself. Now 14 is still a fucking child. Who are we fucking kidding here? Look, I don't mind you going out. That's fine, but at least tell me. I mean, I can look after her for a bit and that's all mine without any help, but... What, you didn't want to cause me fuss? Well, you're now causing a lot of stress on me. Okay, I know now, but... Just please tell me. I mean, she's our daughter. She's only a few weeks old. Now, I'm not saying you're a bad mother. What, you're saying I'm a bad father not noticing? Look, you told me you were looking after her. If you need me to come out here too, so... Yes, I've got to do the bloody podcast. Yes, it is important. It's the only actual job I'm actually capable of doing at the minute. I mean, the royalties and that and other payments are getting all nice, though it's not going to cover everything. So doing this is a nice way to pay those other bills, isn't it? Unless you're deciding to start contributing and doing a job. Oh, yeah. You're doing a job long after the Scarborough and that. Yeah, I'm paying you for that. So effectively, you're getting all of your money from me. So if I stop getting any income, that means you'll stop as well. Be nice to have a backup plan, dear. Look. We'll talk about this later. Alright, I don't think doing this over the phone's good for either of us. Alright. I'll speak to you later. Bye. She has got some answering to do. I mean, really, leaving a 14-year-old in charge of a baby. I mean, James isn't even old enough to look after himself properly. Never mind anyone else. Look, I better end this recording session, and I'll get back to you in a minute, or however long it takes. After all, I can't leave James on his own. So, signing off for this bit anyway. I feel like I should end this more positively. After all, I have been accused of this podcast simply being a way to give people depression. Well, for one, you can't give people depression. It's something that they develop on their own. And besides, everyone has at least some form of depression, even if they're not diagnosed it. But anyway, let me tell you a little story. Nice little story then on, yeah? So, there are these two Scotsmen. They're on top of the cliff, in the middle of nowhere. How they got there doesn't matter. What does matter, though, is that they're pretty much stranded. All they have is a single Mars bar between them. But obviously the question is, who gets the Mars bar? I mean, they could split it, but come on, Mars bars have been shrinking in size for years. Like basically not even being an entire mouthful. So they decide to settle it the old-fashioned way, by having a fight. Both men are around the same height and the same age, and are pretty evenly matched. A few friendly punctures are done here and there. No serious harm to anyone. And some of you may be thinking, oh, violence is never the answer to this situation. Well, maybe not, though it did prove a certain point. Because the men were being active, fighting is pretty physical, and basically were fighting over a Mars bar. To be honest, it kind of took their mind off the hunger that they were facing. And since they were pretty evenly matched, no one would win the fight, so after a cool-down period where they'd rest, they'd then do the exact same thing again. This was able to maintain them until they were able to be rescued about 12 hours later? Is there a point or a moral to the story? I don't know. If you can find one, then it's all to you. Why can't a story just ever be a story? Why does it always have to have a meaning or a point to it? Why can't it just be something entertaining? I mean, isn't that the whole point of stories? Isn't that a story's ultimate meaning, to just be entertaining? No. Well, it did have a happy ending. They got rescued in the end. I mean, realistically, that's a complete and utter lie. They'd probably both die on that cliff. I mean, even if they were the same age and, both physically matched and that, it doesn't mean they're mentally matched. Plus, on top of the cliff, what if it's windy, depending on what way the wind direction is going in, or if one of them has a song. And can you see what I'm trying to say here? Yes, this actually does have a point to it now. I'm deciding this. That's over-analysing things. Well, sometimes it just leads to nothing in the end. I mean, it is good to analyse something and find meaning in it, but trying to find meaning in nothing. Well, they're right, aren't they? I'm not very good at making things uplifting, I think is the right word for it. Anyway, Sally, you get home and We argued and argued. And to be honest, when people are arguing like that, it was utterly pointless. Neither of us were in the mood to listen to the other. I think the only reason we do it is just to... Well, it is a stress relief, I guess. I do feel a lot better now than I did before. In terms of just the stress relief, believe me, the virus is very much still here. But I guess I've reached that point where I just don't know what to say anymore to her. And to be honest, I'm hardly the person with the moral high ground. I'm not exactly all-knowing or knowledgeable. But, hey, I'm not pretending to be. At least, not anymore. You know what? This almost makes me miss the days of last year where it was basically the world versus me. At least then it was a lot simpler. They say it's good for couples like to have arguments and stuff. It helps strengthen their relationship. I say bollocks. If you're arguing enough with your other half to consider it to be an argument that has escalated or a problem, I'd say that's not particularly very good. And if it comes on a regular basis, then sorry to burst your bubble, but you're not in a happy relationship. Or maybe you are and you just do it to take the piss or enjoy it, in which case, by all means, continue. Because as a Brit myself, I'm all for taking the piss. That reminds me, James isn't technically British. Well, I don't mean not technically he isn't. It was Dorothy. I don't know, she had an English accent. I don't know, perhaps her parents were. It's something I never asked. I wonder if James knows. Although he probably won't want to talk to us right now about that. He has enough stress on his plate at the minute. After all, he's 14. This is where they really start to become more hormonal. Oh, I am not looking forward to those mood swings. Though, to be honest, they could be happening already and I'm just not noticing. They were probably happening before and I wasn't noticing. But anyway, I'm doing that thing again when I ramble on quite a bit, so I'll close this one off for now. And hopefully I will bring good news to come in the next one. Though let's be real here, people. I think we both know that's probably not going to happen.